Whatever the reason, one thing is for sure. Finding out the baby's gender is one of the most exciting moments of the pregnancy. I think girls are eager to know who they are going to have, a baby boy or a baby girl, even before trying to conceive. And I think that this is one of the first questions that came up to people's minds when they find out about pregnancy. And of course, it's important because people would like to get ready for baby's arrival. They need to buy clothes, they need to buy toys, maybe make a renovation. And of course, it would depend on who they are expecting. But people might be confused about timing and about methods that are available for that. So let's dive deep into the topic today. When it comes to finding out baby's gender, it's important to understand that some methods are more accurate than others, and some methods may be used early in pregnancy. And it's important to have realistic expectations and be ready that your results may be incorrect. Let's start with the old wives' tales. These methods have been passed through generations, and those methods are based on the physical symptoms that pregnant female might have, like food cravings or belly shape, but there's no evidence that these methods are accurate. So it might be fun to use these methods, but these are not very reliable. And by the way, it will be very interesting to know whether you tried this method and was it accurate for you. Please write your story in the comments down below. It will be really interesting to know. The next method is the non-invasive prenatal testing. This method is based on taking maternal blood samples and determining the cell-free DNA of the fetus in it. And as you know, boys have XY chromosomes and girls have XX chromosomes. So if we will find the Y chromosome in maternal blood samples, that would mean that fetus is a boy. And if there is no Y chromosome, we assume that the fetus is a girl. And this method is very reliable when used at the gestational week 7 and later. And this method is used to detect some chromosome diseases. Chorionic villus sampling, it's a procedure which can help us to determine your baby's gender. Chorionic villi is a part of the placenta which has the same genetic material as a fetus has. And sometimes when we have suspicions that baby might have genetic problems, we need to take a sample of this part of the placenta. This procedure is invasive. Sometimes it may be performed through the cervix, or sometimes it might be performed through belly and through the uterus. And as soon as this procedure is invasive, it really increases the risk of miscarriages. So as soon as this procedure is invasive, we don't use it just to determine baby's gender. This procedure is used when we have a suspicion that fetus may have genetic problems. Another invasive procedure that can help us with determine baby's gender is amniocentesis. Amniocentesis is performed with a needle. A needle goes through belly, through uterus, into amniotic sac, and a sample of amniotic fluid is taken. Amniotic fluid is a fluid which is surrounding the baby, and it contains cells and other things which can provide us information about baby's health. And this procedure is also performed when we suspect that baby have some disorders. This procedure may lead to some complications like leak of amniotic fluid, infection, miscarriage, or baby might be injured during this procedure. So this procedure is only performed when we suspect that baby have some disorders, and not just to determine the baby's gender. A good method for finding out who you are expecting is ultrasound. Ultrasound is a method when we use a sound waves to create an image of a baby in the uterus. Ultrasound is widely used, and it helps us to check for some problems that the baby might have, and it also helps us to check how the baby is growing and how baby is developing. And of course, we can see who it is, boy or girl. But sometimes baby might be in a position when we can't see what we need to see. And of course, accuracy of this test will depend on qualification of a person who performed ultrasound and on the quality of ultrasound device. It considers that the earliest that you can find out the baby's gender with an ultrasound is gestational week 11. But usually people find out their baby gender at the ultrasound, which performed between 18th and 21st weeks of pregnancy. And of course, the accuracy of the test increasing with how far you are in the pregnancy. There are some home baby gender tests. By using this test, you need to take a blood sample with a special device and send the sample to a lab. And then they will email you with the result. And they say that you can use this test as early as 6 weeks of pregnancy. But there is no reliable data on how accurate these tests are, and you should be ready that the result might be incorrect. Also, there is some baby gender calculators, online tests, soda tests. All this might be fun to use, but again, be ready that the results might be incorrect. Share your baby gender story in the comments down below. Thank you for watching this video. I can't wait to see you soon in my next one. Bye.